Welcome back to Rodey Bros, everyone. Today we are going to be talking about how to improve your shotgun gameplay. Honestly, this is one of the most nerve-wracking gunfights you can possibly get into, and they are inevitable. You are going to get into a shotgun fight every single game if you plan on winning, so that's why it is crucial you are being as effective and as accurate as you can be with these weapons. So let's hop into these tips. My first piece of advice for you console users, I know it's a bit different on PC, but you need to be able to no-scope, and with that comes having the right sensitivity. Cole and I have already done 2 guides on this material, so I'm not going to go into any specifics, but I really recommend you check those out if you haven't already. Make sure you have the right sensitivity for close combat when you have to make quick decisions and you may be a little overeager and maybe hit the sticks too hard and it's causing you to be inaccurate. You just need to make sure you have the right sensitivity because no-scoping is a crucial part of really intense and really close gunfights, so make sure you take care of this aspect in the game first. Now, my first actual tip has to do with the inventory you are utilizing. So I always recommend having that AR in the first slot, and then I absolutely love having a pump shotgun, and usually now, since double pump has been nerfed, I enjoy having a tactical shotgun right next to it. That way, if you miss your first shot with your pump shotgun and you don't have time to reload it, then you can immediately switch to your tactical shotgun and take care of business. And it also helps in a large crowd if you are playing in squads. You can shoot at multiple enemies without having to reload a pump. That is why a tactical shotgun is more useful in some situations. So tip number 1 is utilize the best setups. You always want to have something that can do damage right next to your shotgun, and you need to practice alternating between weapons as efficiently as possible. If you are able to get off a shotgun shot and all you need to do is make contact, then you can switch to another weapon like an AR or a tactical submachine gun, which is very strong right now, and do a ton of damage and hopefully finish off your enemies as quickly as possible. Going off of the pump versus tactical shotgun debate, you all need to figure out what type of player you are and understand what you can work to your advantages. You should always play to your strengths. None of us can really build as efficiently as some others can, so if you understand that, you can play towards that. You can protect your weaknesses. So if building isn't your strength, then maybe you shouldn't use the pump shotgun. One great strategy that I have used is whenever I fire off a pump shotgun bullet, if I miss or if I make contact but it doesn't finish the enemy, I love to build walls between me and the person that I am fighting, and then that way that allows me to get that pump shot back and I can go back in if I need to deal a lot more damage. And then if I do miss the next time, then you can just switch weapons and try to finish them off with that. So that is one piece of advice for anyone that can build. Always remember that you can use it to your advantage and always try to get the high ground in shotgun battles. One of the biggest things you can do to surprise people is run up on them with ramps, and also I always advise making those too wide so you don't just get it shot out and fall to your death. But if you build up on people, it usually surprises them. Be quiet and use your surroundings to your advantage. One of my biggest tips has to do with third-person peeking. You need to utilize that you can hear people before they can see you. So if you are being quiet and you can hear them, you have the advantage, and then it makes the shots very easy. One of the things with shotguns that you always want to do is simplify the gameplay. Make it to where they can only come from one angle and have your shotgun at the ready, and it makes the shot as easy as pulling the trigger. So that's one of my biggest pieces of advice, is always be listening and make it as easy on you as possible. Use the surroundings to your advantage and surprise your enemies. Going off of third-person peeking, I almost forgot to mention, please always have your shotgun at chest level, if not head level, if you know you're not going to be jumping around. I always keep my shotgun cursor right at chest level, so if an enemy came right around the corner, he would get shot square in the chest, or if I jumped, right in the head. You need to be ready to deal damage at all times, especially if you are utilizing third-person peeking. It is the easiest shot to get a free headshot if you just have your cursor at the right angle. I see so many people that lose gunfights and wonder why. Well, when you are shooting people in the foot, you are going to get those 6 damage. That is so frustrating. So always be prepared, always have that shotgun at the ready and at the right location. Along with listening, I also advise you really pay attention to what shotguns your opponents are using. If they are using pump shotguns, a great tactic to defend against them is to bait the opponent's first shot. If you bait them to pull the trigger and they miss, like let's say you build a wall, you peek out, they miss because you backed away, you jump in there, do some damage and then back out, that gives you the initial advantage. You have done the first damage, they are lower on health. They are either going to try to heal or they're going to try to defend themselves and may make a stupid play, and that gives you the upper hand. So I always say a situational awareness is very important, and my biggest tip is to try to bait them right there. If you bait pump shotgun users, it will really give you the upper hand, and that will cause you to win much more fights, and at the end of the day, much more victory royales. Probably my most favorite tip and what I think is most important is being unpredictable and spontaneous in shotgun fights. I see so many people that stand still and wonder why they are getting headshotted. If you aren't moving, I believe you aren't trying. Again, I talked about strengths and weaknesses, so I do understand if you move around a lot and you feel like you just aren't doing very well, then I can understand trying to get one position. But in shotgun fights, they are so hectic. One headshot can end everything, so you have to be moving around. A moving target is much more difficult to hit, and try to set up the situation to where maybe they follow you around a wall and you are ready for the headshot. You have your cursor in the right spot like we talked about, and you drill them. I really advise this, guys. You need to practice jumping, and I will say people with scuffs and also Xbox Elite controllers do have an advantage, but you can still practice and really get good at jumping and shooting down at people. Trust me, you will win way more, and precision is everything in shotgun fights. You need to be able to headshot, but at the least you need to be able to hit people in the chest consecutively. If you're only shooting people in the feet, that is why you are losing, and we need to work on that accuracy. To wrap this shotgun tips video up, I highly recommend that you really just start paying attention to the situations you are in and also try to stay relaxed as possible. I also see a lot of people get nervous, which, like I said, shotguns are the most stressful gunfights to get into. It's so quick, it can be over in an instant, and it's like a blink of an eye. All of a sudden you're dead and you have no idea what happened. You need to learn from this, guys, and also work on jumping around, being spontaneous, and figuring out, why did I lose that gunfight and what can I do to improve it going forward. Thanks so much for watching. If I left any tips out, please leave them in the comments below and I will happily pin the best ones to help more players. And also, please leave in the comments any videos you would like to see. Cole and I are all about our community. Without you all, the channel growth wouldn't be possible. We are closing in on 40,000 subscribers, and that is all thanks to you all. We just absolutely love you guys and appreciate everything you have been to us. So that wraps up everything for me, though. This has been Josh from Rodey Bros, and I will see you all in the next video.